the Honorable Minister Alhaji Mohammed Hassan Abdullahi, the Honorable Minister of State, my dear mentor, Madame Sharon Ikeazur, please allow me to adopt the otherwise established protocol. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my distinct pleasure and privilege to join you today on the occasion of the launch of this first ever national strategy on combating wildlife and forest crime. The promulgation of this strategy comes at a critical time. As many of you are aware, Nigeria over the past decade has evolved into a primary transit hub for the trafficking of wildlife and forest products. At the same time, Nigerian wildlife and forests are under severe threat, with immense amounts of rare tropical woods being illegally extracted and smuggled out of the country. UNODC's 2020 Wildlife Crime Report found that despite Nigeria being home to less than 0.1 of Africa's elephant population, 23% of all elephant tusks seized globally between 2015 and 2018 had been smuggled through Nigerian ports. As we have already heard from the representative of the Honorable Minister of the FCT, similarly, we have seen Nigeria evolve into a major hub for the export of pangolin scales, with close to 60% of all seizures having either originated or being trafficked through Nigeria. Equally concerning, the illicit extraction and export of African rosewood, locally known as kosso. Despite the suspension of legal international trade of Nigerian rosewood by the CITES Standing Committee in 2018, illegal logging continues. The UNODC 2020 World Wildlife Crime Report noted that between 2015 and 2018, there was a considerable spike in the volume of kosso exported from Nigeria, with the country accounting for the lion's share of all rosewood exported from Africa, to be precise, more than 50%. It is against this backdrop that the true significance of today's event becomes evident. The strategy is exemplary, not only in its content and focus, but also in the highly participatory way in which it was developed. Under the overall coordination of the Federal Ministry of Environment, a highly diverse group of stakeholders, including key law enforcement agencies, such as the Nigerian Customs Service, the EFCC, NESREA, the National Park Service, as well as the Federal Ministry of Justice, the Nigeria Financial Intelligence Unit, the Nigerian Ports Authority, and the Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria, the Federal Ministry of Transport, and several relevant professional and trade associations, academia, civil society, and international development partners. They all worked diligently for more than a year, and I have no doubt in my mind that it is this well-calibrated framework that will enable all stakeholders involved in better coordinating their efforts towards greater impact and ultimately a better protection of Nigeria's wildlife and forests. Ladies and gentlemen, I salute the Honorable Minister of State for Environment, Her Excellency Chief Sharon Ikeazur, for providing critical leadership in ensuring Nigeria achieving the significant step of adopting its first ever national strategy to combat wildlife and forest crime. And I'm very much looking forward, as we all do in the international development community, to work with the Honorable Minister of Environment, as well as the State Minister, in the effective implementation of the strategy. At UNODC, we are proud for having been able to provide technical support in the development of the strategy, and I pledge our commitment to further support the government in its implementation. I also would like to take this opportunity to commend the international donor community, particularly the government of Germany, for providing critical resources, allowing UNODC to help facilitating the development of the strategy. And I'm extremely pleased to see that the governments of the United States and of the United Kingdom extending their support to Nigeria in this critical area of Agenda 2030, namely to protect life on land and life underwater. Ladies and gentlemen, Madam Minister, allow me to urge the Ministry to move quickly towards formalizing the coordination and implementation framework for the strategy. Moreover, it is critical to ensure that the implementation plan for the strategy is costed ahead of the 2023 budget, so that funding can be allocated for its implementation. In commencing the implementation of the strategy, it is important to highlight some top priorities which should receive immediate attention. They include the criminal justice response to wildlife trafficking, the review of relevant legislation, particularly in terms of penalties imposed, as well as clarifying and deconflicting the mandates of different agencies, tasked to prevent as well as to investigate and prosecute wildlife and forest crimes, so that we can mount together a credible deterrence to these crimes. I would like also to stress the importance of Nigeria establishing the illegal trade in wildlife and forest products as a serious transnational organized crime, so as to permit the use of the United Nations Convention Against Transnational Organized Crime, UNODC, as a basis for international cooperation with source and destination countries. Ladies and gentlemen, let us join hands today in committing ourselves to achieving the overall vision of the strategy, a Nigeria free of wildlife crime. Thank you very much.